Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. Brr. As you know, March can be a very windy month. These winds are violent, they're ripping, and they're making it very, very hard for the Pretend Farmer to record any kind of content outside. Pretend Farmer thought he would escape the cold, windy March conditions today and head inside to record a quick video in our shed. We're here with our feed storage bin, and I want to talk to you for a second about a different kind of feed that I've been using here lately. Now, for some of my international viewers, you might not be too intrigued by this, but here in the United States, it seems like people feed their chickens one of two things: layer pellets or layer crumble. You don't really hear or see a whole lot out of laying mash. Mash is something that was used and talked about a lot in the past. You'll hear old timers talk about it. Not a whole lot of people mess with it today. Pretend Farmer found out that he can get a 100-pound bag for about $22. And so, considering my layer pellets have been running me about $16 for a 50-pound bag, that sparked my interest. And I gotta say, I really like this stuff. Let me show you what it's like.
Now, layer mash is a combination of grains and meat meal that's ground up into kind of a fine, powdery type feed. Your layer pellets are essentially the exact same thing, only all of it's formed together in one hard pellet. And the advantage to this is your chickens eat that pellet and they're getting all the nutrients they need. The big disadvantage to this layer mash, since it's all kind of loose like this, is they can kind of pick and choose what they want to eat, and they might actually not end up getting what they truly need. So if you have choosy chickens, this can go wrong. The only other disadvantage to mash feed is it doesn't flow quite as well down through a gravity-fed feeder. You can see an example of this out here in my galvanized hanging feeder. It's kind of uneven the way it's going down as they eat it in the feeder. Sometimes I got to shake it around a little bit to kind of even it out and keep it flowing. And you don't really ever seem to have this problem with layer pellets or crumble.
You know, if you've just got baby chicks coming off starter feed, your laying mash is a great feed to transition them to just because it's so small and easy for them to digest. Much more so than the larger pellets that a lot of your layer feeds are for your full-size chickens. Another thing is, if you're going to ferment your feed, this is a great way to go. It's very powdery, but it'll pack nicely when it's wet, and you'll really get the most out of it as far as feeding your chickens a wet feed or a fermented feed. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is because Pretend Farmer has fed his chickens back and forth between layer feed and crumble feed the whole time that I've had chickens for the last year and a half. It was not until just about a month ago that I even knew I could get this from my local feed mill. And it's ground locally, it's made locally, and turns out the stuff is cheaper than what I had been buying by a good bit. So I would encourage you to do some research and see if you can't get a hold of some to try for yourself if you're curious about it. Until then, keep your chickens fed well. This is the Pretend Farmer, signing out.